Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the SlamCast, and today I have Eduardo with me. He was also the head person of the Tru Podcast, and he's also someone we just know around at school.
It's good to be here.
Don't lie. As you know, I was part of the Gootards, and I don't know if you've seen any other of my previous podcasts. I got a lot of members from Gootards onto the podcast and talked about it. How would you say Gootards affected your life when they were up and running?
Me? Well, to be completely honest with you, Sheltron, I never watched a Gootards podcast. But again, I don't watch any podcasts. I've watched like 2 episodes of Impulsive, and that's about it. But
Alright.
I'd say it affected me very negatively.
Okay. Why was that?
It just did.
Gootards, you all know who's part of the group, until its greatest downfall, which John talked about a lot. But other than Gootards affecting your life very negatively, we don't take full responsibility for that.
Okay.
And you play sports, right? Like you used to run track or something. Alright, now the nickname Varsity back in sophomore year of high school. You mind telling me what Varsity came from?
I think that came from because freshman year I was very cocky. And I think I would brag a lot that I was on varsity. So then it became a nickname, I guess, of sorts.
What type of sports are you in right now?
It's track.
Just track, trying to run away as fast as you can.
Yeah, just
back.
Yeah.
Gootards affected that badly, huh?
Yeah.
Speaking of past mistakes, the Tru Podcast. You ready to talk about that whole origin?
Oh boy. I mean, sure. Yeah. I guess that's what I'm known for around this part.
Alright, I guess go ahead and start from finish the whole story of the pod and how it came about.
So the Tru Podcast I wanted to design it so it would have been something kind of like the Misfits podcast. You know? Just a group of guys just, playing games and they weren't necessarily playing games, but just the conversations you have when you play games. I thought that'd been very cool to have out there, because sometimes there's some very deep talks, and then sometimes there's just funny things. And well, it didn't turn out to be like that at all. It just didn't. I think the main reason for that was just we didn't know how to record it. I mean that the day I think we spent an hour trying to record our voices. I think we went on Twitch. We went on an Xbox party chat. We went on game chats in different games. We went on FaceTime, and then we ended up just doing a Zoom call. And that worked. And then I think we recorded 3 hours of footage or something like that. Of course, this was all during quarantine, a year and a half ago. And I think that's basically about it. I mean, we got 20 subscribers in a day. We had 100 something viewers too, in a span of 2 days, which I mean really isn't bad, especially for such an unorganized podcast by a group of guys that had absolutely no idea what they were doing. And I mean, I think that's about it. I mean, unless you want to hear about how we came up with the name too.
Go ahead and talk about that. How you came up with the name Tru Podcast.
So there's this guy. We were playing Modern Warfare one day. Of course, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the 2019 version, and there's this guy. His name was Tru. It was spelled Tru. And he just would not shut up. we absolutely hated him. You know, we made fun of him for like living in his mom's basement or something like that. You know, it was just we hated the guy with our guts. And then when we thought of making the podcast, we were like, well, we need a name. I think the council was going to be the name for the podcast originally, until one of us said, why not name it the Tru Podcast? And then we were like, oh, yeah, why not? So yeah, I think that's a very boring story of how we came up with the name.
Yeah, what happened to the downfall of the Tru Podcast?
Well, okay, we had the next episodes planned out, right? We had we were gonna bring in a guest every episode, and we had a guest for the second. We started recording it, right? Everything went smoothly, and everything was running according to plan. And then something very bad happened. Some very bad things were said, and it just didn't stop after that. So I wasn't gonna edit all of that out. I mean, I couldn't. It would just be like a 2-minute podcast at that point. And so I just decided to scrap it. And like, people weren't giving them their effort. And like, to be honest, I wasn't trying to edit for 3 hours a day, or 3 hours a week, or however long it was gonna take to edit. And yeah, and I think because at that time the Gootards were a thing, weren't they?
Yeah. Actually, no. I think it was like after Gootards.
So we were after Gootards, okay. So yeah, I mean
It was right before. I think the Tru Podcast is what made me kind of stop dealing with it, because we were planning on doing more things, but it wasn't. I'd have to refresh on it, honestly. I only remember because I had to write that video. I remember that stuff.
I think the main downfall was basically just the events that happened in the recording of the second episode. It was just terrible. I'll just leave it at that. It was not kid friendly at all.
Now, some people knew that I was supposed to be in a Tru Podcast episode.
Yes, of course.
Do you think my role of not being there the first 2 podcasts could have helped bring it down itself, since it didn't have its members?
I do not think so, because it was, well, the main problem wasn't exactly the members. It was more of the organization of the entire thing, and the editing, and the after hours of it. That makes sense. I mean, I think it would have been nice to have more members on. I think that's...
Did you hear about Gootards Play a Part come up with the idea?
I think Gootards helped me come up with the idea of the podcast.
Yeah.
See, I don't necessarily think so, because we didn't want it really to be a podcast. It was just kind of gonna be funny clips taken out from our gaming sessions, and then just put together. But we didn't know how to do that, so we just recorded everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, and everything, of course, right now, if you go onto YouTube and you try to find the Tru Podcast, I don't even think it shows up. Hold on, I'm gonna try looking it up.
I couldn't find the Instagram earlier, so I think it was removed or something, or taken down.
Yeah, I think the Tru Podcast channel is... Oh no, it's still here. Yeah, we have 21 subscribers, and I privated the video, mainly because it's just terrible. It was not something I wanted necessarily to stay on the internet, it wasn't it wasn't anything that could get us in trouble, but it just was not what I wanted, or what any of the other members had planned on doing. So I think that plays as a big component into it. So yeah.
Do you think you might bring back the Tru Podcast or something similar to it?
I mean, I'm always down for the option. Maybe not in the way that the Tru Podcast was made with a bunch of members. Because I think that was also one of the big downfalls of it. You know, not everyone could play a role in it as their, And I think that if I were to bring it back, it would just be me and like another host, kind of like how you guys are doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I just think that's how it would be if it were to come back, of course.
All right.
I mean, who knows? Post Christmas, maybe. It could be a comeback.
I'll finally get to appear on an episode. I can't believe I got snuffed out of it.
Wait, what?
You said you were going to put me on episode 3.
Yeah.
I never got my chance. I'm still upset about that.
You'll get your chance, man. You'll get your chance. But yeah, I mean, I don't see why not, bring it back. I don't think it would hurt anyone. Yeah, I mean, I'm always down for the option.
So after high school, since the ending of high school is coming next summer, what do you see yourself doing?
I'm definitely gonna go to college. That's for certain.
What college would you be going to?
I don't know yet. I just want to stay close to home.
What would you be doing in college?
I kind of want to get a minor in psychology and then like a major in like business or something.
All right. So
and then just go into like a business.
So when I start the Sheltron franchise, you can help me brand it and stuff like that and do all the business stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So that's cool. Do you think you'll start your own business?
Definitely not.
Okay.
I see myself more as work my way up and then becoming a CEO, or not CEO, like just a big dog in a business.
So you're becoming like the CEO of Apple now?
Yeah, maybe Amazon.
Become the next Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, I might be pushing it with Amazon though.
That's nice. Since it's October and you probably probably seen by the Halloween background, it's kind of spooky season, so what are you gonna do for Halloween this year?
You know what? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have no idea.
Stay home and play Fortnite
Legit
or
have
something?
no idea. Oh no, I might go out or something. That weekend I'm planning on doing some stuff. It's gonna be a friend's birthday that weekend. Like that span of time. And, yeah. Who knows, I might dress up as a school trooper from Fortnite.
Go to Walmart and buy the costume.
Go Walmart, buy Marshmallow Head.
Do you have any spooky stories? Well, first of all, before you answer that, do you believe in the paranormal?
Nope.
Okay, do you have any spooky
I do not.
stories? Well,
no. That, like, personal experiences? No, definitely not.
Do you have a superstition that there could be something like that out there, or are you just like flatline? There's no possible way.
Yeah, I think there could be. Maybe I've just been lucky that I haven't, had anything like that happen to me.
Maybe you're not believing hard enough.
Maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe I'm not. But yeah, no, I don't believe in it. I don't believe in that stuff.
Have you tried?
I don't see it plausible.
Yeah. Like, have you did anything to confirm your superstition? Like, no, there's really nothing out there. Like, have you played a Ouija board or tried like a seance or something?
No. I've never done any of that.
Oh, really? Alright.
Yeah.
I played a Ouija board before and nothing happened. Nothing happened. I was like, wow. So I did exactly what you're supposed not to do. I broke the board, poured water on it, and then let it sit overnight. Then I poured gasoline on it and lit it on fire. So. Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
whoa. So I haven't had anything bad happen to me. No one's like really. I mean, well, and so yeah, nothing's really. I mean, I guess I could say I have bad luck, but I've been having bad luck for like the longest time in my life before that.
You
I
want to
also
talk
go
about
out. Nah.
it? No. Okay. Just making
Um,
sure.
So I also go out in the middle of the woods sometimes and just like with my friend George and try to find like any creepy thing or something like that, or so, like some sort of like sign.
Okay, oh, okay. I will tell you. It's not necessarily a paranormal story, but it is a spooky story. Now that you mentioned the forest. So I don't even know what. I want to say it's like early middle school. Went to like a family party, and it was at like this like one of those like party places. I don't know what they're called. Like the place where you have a party, right? Like a place you rent.
Like a party place,
Yeah, we'll just call it a party place.
a party room.
No, it was like a big building that you can like rent.
Yeah, a party place. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, we'll just call it a party place. And there's this forest in the back of it, and there was a trail. Well, there's multiple trails. We followed the trails because we didn't. It was like me and like my cousins and like that. And I think this was during Halloween time. It was like October. And I don't know how deep we went in. But it was just dead silent. It was like the sun was setting, It was the perfect, like, setting for a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, we were just walking. And then we just saw like leaves rustling. And then they just started getting faster. So we just ran out. We don't know what it was. The last thing, we did see like a couple sketchy things though. We saw like a lot of broken like bottles and stuff around that area. So we saw that and then we were like, I don't know if this is, I don't know if we should be here. And then when that happened, we just ran out. Could have just been like an animal. But, that's probably the spookiest thing that's happened to me.
Maybe that thing in the woods could have been Terry.
Harry?
Yeah, my own personal demon.
Oh. Okay.
Speaking of Terry, fans of my channel will know Terry's from, appears in Living a Sheltron. He didn't originate from there, but I guess I can retell the Terry story before I go on to Living a Sheltron. But I talked about it before. Basically, there was this room at my grandma's, and I was filming a spooky Halloween special, and it was some made-up game I saw on the internet. And basically, I had to get a piece of paper, and then you slid it under the door, and then it supposed to take it, and you had to go find it. Well, anyways, I went back in the main room I started in to see if the paper magically appeared back in there. Well, there was something poking out of the crib. John has pictures of it. He posted it in the last video. I think it was the last video 2 ago. Anyways, it looked like a head was poking out of the baby crib, and it's like pitch black. Keep in mind, we had to brighten up the picture and stuff like that. So, I just kind of joked around and named it Terry. So yeah. Now we can talk about my sitcom, Living with Sheltron. How many episodes have you seen of that?
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Sean. I do not
Alright.
watch YouTube videos that much.
Mm-hmm.
So, the answer would be 0.
I would like to fact check you on that. You have commented on the first episode saying, finally, a tolerable... I can't speak. Anyways, you said you were able to watch the video.
I didn't watch it. I just commented on it.
Okay. So you're feeding me lies, is what you're trying to say. You're deceiving me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I respect that.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support, even if it's false.
You're welcome.
So, any ideas I should do with Living a Sheltron?
I don't think I can give any ideas if I haven't watched it. But from what I know, definitely add a third character in.
What if I told you that's the plan?
No. Spoilers.
So how do people actually talk about it at school?
No, sorry, no.
So how did you? Okay, I did have this most randomest thing happen to me today. I was in my English class, and Tanner, him and Stephen were behind me, and they just started watching the Living with Sheltron series full blast off the computer, and I was like, wow, I actually made that. That's just terrible. That's why. I was suffering for about an hour or so, listening to my own voice and my own characters on repeat. It was like purgatory.
That's exactly how I felt with the Tru Podcast.
That's what Raphael will do in SRT, Eduardo. If you're wondering, he'll take my videos and start playing them. Maybe I should start taking his and playing them. That would be funny.
He makes videos?
He has like school projects uploaded to YouTube.
Oh my gosh. But hey, I'm no one to judge. I'm no one to judge.
You know, I wonder how you're famous for the Tru Podcast. You know what John's famous for?
Everything.
He made a video of a guy throwing a bowl of cereal at the wall.
Can you stop mentioning that video? I hate that video.
Did you now?
It was like a meme video that I extended for 10 hours, and people ate it up because they're, I don't know, simpletons or something.
What is that video called?
Buffoons. I have it private now, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, his whole video's private.
Yeah.
Well, it had like millions of views.
Really?
It was like 10,000 at most. It was not that many.
That's like
whatever.
This was round up.
So yeah, it was a pretty great video, and it was actually featured in Living with Sheltron episode 1.
It was featured.
Yeah, it was featured in Living with Sheltron episode 1 when Sheltron tried to suffocate me. Also, Gootards makes several appearances in Living with Sheltron because it's Sheltron's favorite podcast. Unfortunately, the Tru Podcast, the second favorite podcast, is never up there anymore.
Are we not canon in that universe?
Since you removed the videos, you're officially not canon unless you re-upload a video. Then you can be canon because it's the second favorite podcast. But as of right now, SlamCast is his second favorite canon podcast. But in the lore, that's uncanon. Tru Podcast definitely is my second favorite.
Okay.
Technically, I'm canon to Living with Sheltron because I've appeared twice, so it's
Oh,
a great
yes.
feeling.
Oh man. So, anything you have in mind you want to talk about?
Me?
Yes, you.
I don't think I ever have anything on my mind. But
So no questions or concerns.
see, okay, now I don't know. I just love asking people this. What is a 10 out of 10 song? Both of you, by the way. What do you guys what's a 10 out of 10 song for you?
Probably a DJ Sheltron song now. 10 out of 10 song.
Like, this is a song you could like listen to for the rest of eternity.
Probably. I've been using it as my alarm for the past 2 weeks now, and I'm still not tired of it. Probably Sorry for Party Rocking by LMFAO.
You could listen to that for the rest of eternity.
Yes, I could. It puts me in the vibe.
You know what? Fair enough.
What about you, John?
You know, that's a great question, and I think I don't have an answer to that because what happens is I'll find a song from something I'm watching, or it'll just come up, or I'll hear it somewhere. I'll listen to it for about 2 or 3 weeks. Like, oh, this is so good. And then another one comes along, and it's even better. So it just kind of switches out every few weeks.
Okay.
There's not really one that I can choose.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Eduardo, did you know that my podcast is on Spotify?
Yes, I did.
And with Spotify Premium, you can listen to my podcast offline with no interruptions.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
I would never have thought
You're
that.
saying no interruptions, but I don't think we get ads on this, so there's not
I don't know.
interruptions anyway.
It's just part of Spotify Premium's tag. You know, listen to your music offline uninterrupted. But yeah.
Now, sorry to interrupt the podcast, but today's episode is sponsored by NordVPN.
Back to Halloween. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh. I'm a big chocolate guy. I love chocolate. Fun fact, you know how the middle school sells like the chocolate?
Yeah.
Guess how much I spent?
Did you buy a whole box?
Just guess how much I spent.
I'm gonna say $60.
Oh. What about you, John?
I'd say 120.
John was closer. I spent about I want to say 110 or 120.
So you bought like almost 2 boxes of chocolates.
And guess what?
Eduardo, if you want to make it 180, I mean, I've got another box here at my house.
Guess how much of that chocolate's left?
Not a lot.
Like 20 bars left.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd definitely say like any chocolate other than like what are the butter, what are they called? Butterfingers?
Butterfingers? Yeah.
I hate those.
Absolutely
hate them.
Butterfingers.
I hate Butterfingers.
Huh.
Absolutely hate it. Worst chocolate ever invented.
Sheldon, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Yikes. Well, I'm a big chocolate fan as well, but I also like sour candy. Man. I say Milky Ways. Those are pretty great. You know the little mini Milky Way bars people hand out? Man, I love those. Those are pretty great.
What about you, John? You seem like a candy corn guy.
Well, I mean, I do love me some candy corn, but that usually comes out around Thanksgiving time. But for Halloween, I mean, it's been a couple of years since I had a full basket of Halloween candy. I'll probably just eat about anything, but like, if I saw one that I didn't like, I'd be like, oh, I know I don't like that. Like, but I just can't remember any of them right now.
Okay.
My least favorite Halloween candy is probably most definitely Reese's.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like Reese's.
You know what mine is? What are they? The peanut? What are they called? Like the marshmallow peanut ones?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name though.
Wait, what are they called?
Do they have the red packaging?
I think so. I'm gonna look it up.
It's like salted nut bar or something like that. It's weird.
No, not that.
Not that one?
Circus peanuts.
Oh, those are
I
orange.
hate circus peanuts. Oh, orange, red. They're on the same spectrum. Same color spectrum. I mean, they're right next to each other.
So you don't like circus peanuts?
No, I absolutely hate them.
Nice.
That's one way to, just add it's my kryptonite.
Oh,
Circus
this is kind of like a off-topic thing, something you usually talk behind party chat. You usually say you have a conquest in collecting stones.
We're not talking about that.
You don't want to talk about where I came from?
No.
Okay, alright. Something we do gotta talk about that Mr. Christian Barron has mentioned a few times before. You have a FIFA problem?
I wouldn't say that I have one currently, but I have had it since 2015. So 5 years of basically child gambling while you kick a virtual ball.
Yeah.
I've made a couple dents in my desk. I've messed up a couple controllers. I haven't spent money. Well, I bought the game, but I haven't spent money in game. Like, I haven't spent for in-game currency. But I have spent a lot of hours on that game. Yeah.
Now, do you think with this, you have mentioned before with this new FIFA that the music is pretty garbage?
Oh yeah, 100%.
What makes it garbage?
It's literally just TikTok songs.
Oh, that's nice.
It's really not. I mean, I don't want to, get absolutely murked 6-0 and then just go back to the lobby and hear the "I'm just a teen" dun 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 dun. That song. It's just stupid. I want some Avicii.
Yeah.
I want some electric music in it. I want some of that old FIFA music.
DJ Sheltron type music.
Yeah, get DJ Sheltron in FIFA 23.
Collab coming soon. Hit me up, EA.
Of course.
So we're talking about video games. Fortnite. You want to talk about Fortnite?
You mean the game that I've been playing since it came out?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that game.
There's nothing really to talk about. I mean, it's kind of dead. The only reason I play it is like the only way to talk to people that's not FaceTime.
Play with the guys.
Eduardo,
Yeah.
would you say it's
John.
gotten better or worse since you started playing it?
I think it's starting to get better from the point where it went downhill. I don't think it's ever going to reach its peak, its prime.
There's a rumor going around that one of the donation centers outside the Believer Paradise, whatever it's called, Believer Beach, there's a donation saying you can put donations towards the O map or you can do double pump. And I don't know if it's true or not. I just saw it on TikTok, so a lot of people in the comments were saying it was true, but I highly doubt it. I had to find out for myself. I would say I played Fortnite all the way from Season 0 all the way to Season 7. I stopped playing Season 8, and then Season 9 brought me back. Season 10 pushed me away, and then I didn't play until Chapter 2, Season 2, and then I didn't play until last season with you guys.
Yeah, I think I stopped playing. The only season I didn't play was Season 2 of the new chapter. And I only started playing it towards the end of it. But, yeah, I mean, I've been playing that game since 8th grade? 7th grade, 8th grade? I don't remember when it came out. Early 8th grade, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was early 8th grade when it came out.
Yeah. Spent a lot of money on that. Probably could have used it for something better. But
who has this blue money on Fortnite? Any sane person.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. Is there?
I have no idea.
Well, how about I turn the tide?
Okay.
And become the host of this podcast.
Oh, well, alright, go ahead.
So what made you start the SlamCast? Was it that failure? Was it the absolute failure and demise of the Gootards and the Tru Podcast that made you think, hey, third time's a charm?
Actually, yes.
Oh.
I enjoyed the idea of the podcast, and since Gootards was slowly in a decreasing of that, and that's kind of why I helped with the idea of the Tru Podcast, but I never really showed up.
Yeah.
So I was like, what if I made my own podcast and call it the SlamCast?
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to John.
Wasn't it me who came up with the name SlamCast? I was like, well, this would be a cool idea. And then, okay.
Hey, sit down. Me and John were talking about the idea, and I was trying to get him on board to join with me and become me and him be the host. Well, let's just say he helps edit it and record it, so I guess he's kind of on the team. But yeah, he came up with the name SlamCast, and it kind of just stuck. And the original idea, which we kind of been doing, we're sticking with it, was me and him be like hosts, and we would bring one or two people on to the podcast and interview them, but then slightly plans changed, and now we're going with the current path that the second plan, which was get everyone on from Guitars and go from there. And well, we had some slight interruptions with that, with planning and people, so we had to jump a few steps ahead, and that's why we're on the second, I guess you could say, second season of my podcast. We're starting already with you. So, yeah, the Tru Podcast.
Oh, this is the second season.
Well,
not technically, but if he wants to call it that, sure. I'm still not going to refer to it as that.
Yeah, John had like code names for it. But the first season was going to be like Guitars, and then like once I got everyone done with the Guitars, I was going to move on to the second season and call it the Tru Podcast. But we had some interruptions, so we had to like kind of skip a few chapters.
Yeah, of course.
And then we're like, you know what? Let's get Eduardo for the Tru Podcast and make him a Halloween special. So
I think I would have been a better Christmas special, to be honest.
Tru Podcast get together December 2021.
December 2021.
Tru Podcast return.
I don't know. I mean, after being here, I'm honestly considering reinitiating the.
Didn't you predict that this would happen too? You're like, man, that might being on Shelton's podcast might make me consider redoing it.
I think I did. Yeah, I mean it. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Leading up to this, I was like, I do not want to do this. But now that I'm here, I'm like, this is nice. You know, it's very. I think you guys have made a very good environment where it's like, it doesn't feel forced, which is again something that I think the Tru Podcast just failed on. It felt forced.
Yeah.
It didn't feel smooth. Like this feels like just a conversation between three guys. And the Tru Podcast just felt like, I don't know how many guys are there. There's like 7 guys put in a room, and then you just go talk about movies, and then just everyone talking. And I like what you guys have done here. You know.
Thank you.
You guys have done a great job. You guys have done a great job with it. And it was completely different than what I was expecting. I was kind of just expecting Shelton to, be Shelton and just start, all that.
Yep, I am quite a different person out of school. I'm a little more chilled. A little less retardo.
I don't know if you can use that word, buddy.
Oh, edit it out. It's
a little less special, alright? There we go.
There you go.
So, anything else you wanted to take over and ask?
How long do you guys plan on doing this?
Until the ideas stop.
Great question that we do not have the answer to.
Okay.
I mean, look at the Joe Rogan podcast. He got a lot of celebrities on, and now I guess apparently.
Shelton, I can tell you that we are not going as long as Joe Rogan. That is for sure. I'd lose my sanity.
My sources say that for the first episode of the Tru Podcast, we will get Dwayne The Rock. I'm just kidding.
We could get Murr on here. Shelton knows him, so.
Yeah. The guy from Practical Jokers that I met over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Talk about that real quick, just to run up time.
Yeah, of course.
So over the weekend, I went to Indiana's Comic-Con in Indianapolis, and they had a lot of celebrities going to be there, but one really caught my eye because I've watched the show. And Practical Jokers, and Murr from the Impractical Jokers was currently down there, and he is also an author of a few books, but I was like, I don't read, so I scavenged up some money to go there and get a picture with him and an autograph, which I have framed in my room. So it was pretty exciting going out there. I met my first celebrity, so that was also really fun. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. I get up there, he's like, what was your favorite scene in Impractical Jokers? I was like, oh my gosh, there were so many cool ones. But like, my mind couldn't think, and I was like, not trying to be weird and like geek out like everyone else does. Yeah. So I was like, oh, probably the one where you put Sal in the room with a bunch of cats, because Sal hates cats, and they did a scene where they chained him down to a bed, like tied him down, and put a bunch of cats around him. And then like Q, I think it was Q, dressed up in a cat suit and walked in. They shut the lights off, and he sat right next to him, and Sal didn't know what it was, and he started freaking out. I guess in that Practical Joker's movie, they locked Sal in a room with a tiger too, so that was pretty cool and funny. But that was about the only ones I can remember. So that was pretty cool. He took a picture with me and then signed the thing.
Oh, you signed his thing.
Oh no, he signed my little paper that they had.
Wait, but aren't you a celebrity?
I guess not that famous, but he did like my post on Instagram, so I guess he knows DJ Shiltron.
Oh, really? Did he really?
Yeah, dude, he is canon to living with Shiltron.
Into living with Shiltron.
Yeah, I was surprised he actually liked my post. I had to screenshot it. We can post some of these on the YouTube version of the podcast.
I did a little investigating, and it kind of looked like he was tagged in a lot of Comic-Con posts. So I'm guessing, and you tagged him in there, so I'm guessing he just went through his tag posts from Comic-Con and started liking all of them. But we like to think that he was so enchanted by DJ Shiltron that he had to go like that.
Enchanted by DJ Shiltron.
Yeah,
he had to be.
Oh man. But yeah, I saw a lot of cool cosplays down there too. I took a picture with one of them because I was too scared to ask other people. Like there was like super cool cosplays and like really hot women cosplaying as things too, and I was like, I want to get a picture. There was a woman dressed as a Playboy bunny, and there was some anime women that I didn't recognize, but they were anime women.
Okay, yeah, this is like more of a Christian Baron type of beat.
Yeah, but all right, yeah, sorry. There was Spider-Man cosplays, Freddy Krueger cosplays, Michael Myers cosplays, some Halo cosplays, a lot of Marvel cosplays. So I saw Batman. That was pretty cool. There was a Deadpool cosplay too. I really enjoyed it. I recommend it if they have it next year. I totally recommend going. They'll probably have a different celebrity lineup too, so that'd be pretty cool. It wasn't too bad. I mean, William Shatner was there, but it was like $120 to get a picture with him. I was like, that's expensive. And I guess he just came back from space too. So like, I guess he needed to make up all the funds he just lost going to space. But it was pretty fun. It would definitely be fun, like if you went with all your friends down there. It would totally be fun. And my hotel was connected to Hooters and a mall and the Comic-Con convention, so that was pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yep. DJ Shiltron City Life.
Next episode of Living with Shiltron.
DJ Shiltron goes to the city. That would be great. Well, look at the time. Well.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's 6 a.m.
Just boys being boys get lost in time. Anyways, thanks Eduardo for joining me on the podcast today.
Nah. Thank you for allowing me to experience the feeling of being on a podcast again. And
you are welcome.
And just, if any amazing longtime fans of the Tru Podcast, of course, are, have been waiting for a year and a half now, and, well, is there going to be a second episode? I was going to say, just wait till after Christmas. Or on Christmas. I think it can make a comeback.
I definitely
believe in it. Yeah. I think I'll start working on that soon, get all this college stuff wrapped up, all this school stuff, and then But yeah, thank you for having me on as your Halloween special.
Yep, you're welcome.
Just spooky person. And
Alrighty. Thank you guys for joining in this podcast, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.